we got to the. Well, I don't know if you would even call it land. We got interdicted by a local official. I forget what his rank was. They made us come to port, go to land. Getting off, Beepo was able to read some thieves' camp going on. They were planning to move some stuff. I remember what was the slang they used specifically. I can't remember. He mentioned a time what they were moving. I can't remember specifically. But other than that, that's all I really particularly remember from that session. It was a short one, I know.
Yeah. Here, 1 second.
You didn't write a summary for it, though.
I meant to, and then I accidentally write it.
You deleted it? Is that what I heard?
So,
You're breaking up a little.
hold on. So I meant to write it. I did write it. And then like it was at the end of my lunch break. So I put my phone in my pocket.
Mm.
Then when I put my phone in my pocket and pulled it out again, it was deleted.
Damn.
Yeah. And then I forgot to rewrite it. So I guess you're just going to have to watch the video.
Did that ever even get uploaded? I haven't seen a link to a video in a while.
So you guys are in the floating city in the plane of air known as Typhon. The whole crew is here, including Oliver, who has been quiet but watching. And right now you're in the market square as you guys have left one of these floating chain docks and gone on the inside. There's all this bustling about, all kinds of creatures and people that you've never seen before on the prime material plane. Mostly they appear to be blue-skinned humanoids that you guys know as Genasi, as well as a mixture of very rare, but there are Aarakocra amongst these people, and the occasional flying figure, not quite big, only like a foot tall, but their wingspan is quite wide and buzzing like a hummingbird with a hooked nose and a gray skin complexion.
Vulture.
Hmm?
Sounds like a vulture.
This figure does remind you a bit of a vulture with the look of their face, but there's they're two beady black eyes and there are wisps of hair on their round heads. Definitely give you the idea that it is a humanoid of some kind, but again, 1 foot tall with buzzing wings like a hummingbird. So what do you guys do now that you are in this city? It's like you have free reign to do whatever you want.
Okay, I want to ask Click, like I mentioned in the chat, if they sell the same type of items they do on our plane.
I mean, depends on what you're looking for. The food's going to be different for sure. But, there are some rare things that you can find here that you can't find anywhere else.
I wonder how they get water up here.
Well, it does rain here. And the water spout is, I've never quite seen it, but there's lots of people that collect water at the water spout. But you got to be careful so that way you don't get swept in.
Jeez. Very interesting.
But there's nothing sort of like armor or weapons that are kind of exclusive to the plane of air rather than the other planes?
Roll a d20 for me.
Four.
I mean, growing up in the monastery, we didn't have much use for weapons and the stuff like that. And you, you're not gonna like this, but I actually wasn't on. I didn't explore too much of the actual plane itself before I got pulled into the prime material plane. So I'm a little bit of a novice when it comes to plane of air culture. But that doesn't mean we can't look around for something. Did you have something in mind?
I don't know. I would, if I did, I'd probably want something that was more exclusive to being in here rather than back home.
Well, this looks like the place to do it. You guys, again, you guys are in the middle of a bustling bazaar. People are going back and forth, shouting prices and all the like with various stalls. It looks like. Give me perception checks, everybody that wants to see.
Hey Logan, when was that black market that those smuggler guys? When was that supposed to go down again? I remember we listened and I listened into their uh, thieves' can't conversation about smuggling some stuff, having some bring some stuff in.
I guess you better watch the tape. Because
Don't even know the YouTube channel.
shame, you're not a subscriber.
I'm a subscriber to a lot of channels.
Yeah, me too.
A lot of channels. I don't know which one.
Ian, what's the name? Because like you
I'll
have.
put it in chat.
Okay, if you want.
Okay, so we got a 9 and a modified 19. Is Levi looking around?
Yeah, he got a 9 as well.
Okay. Meepo, you note that none of these stalls or places where people seem to have set up their shop look permanent. You notice that there are lots of poles and fabrics that seem to make up go-to tents and stuff like that. With maybe a few extra pieces of support here and there to make like rudimentary tables with pulled cloth skin, but nothing that looks like it would stay.
Is it the Weekly's Farmers Market?
Katia is going to chime in. You know, whenever my dad took me to the farmer's market, it was mostly carts.
No tents, no poles.
Some people had tents. We didn't. It was whatever could be fit in the cart. So that way, when we pulled the horse around, whatever we didn't sell, we didn't have to really worry too much about packing up. We'd have tables or stuff that we would set the good looking foods on.
Very interesting. I'm not sure what the equivalent of a cart would be in this area, this plane, or how would you even use a cart? It's not very big, is it? I mean, how big is this island, Logan?
It's kind of like as you approached it, it made you think of a mountain that had like a series of tiny islands chained to it. Like these islands individually aren't very big, but with the sheer number of them, it was a bustling port.
They're big enough that you could get around it by foot reasonably enough.
Yeah, you definitely think you could walk around. It's
Like you could cover the entire island.
yeah, you think if you were
Understand the
dedicated
size.
enough, you could get to the top of it by the end of the day, based on what knowledge you have right now.
Huh. I don't know if anyone here would even have a cart. Not very big. Are they just homeless?
Looking around, are you looking for vagabonds or people that look like they have no means of shelter?
I'll just ask Click.
Huh?
Why are they all in tents?
Click looks around. Roll a d20 for me.
10.
I'm not sure. It's like maybe they're. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Maybe this isn't a permanent market. I don't know.
Could be a farmer's market.
Katya chimes in. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like we had to be able to pack up and leave.
I will ask a vendor.
You see this guy, blue-skinned individual, just like all the rest.
Uh-huh.
Little wisps of cloud hair. Not as dark and stormy as Tula's, but definitely not the fluffiness that you saw with Nova either. This is more of like stratus clouds, where it's like long and wispy and just kind of barely there. You can almost see the outline of their head through it.
I ask him why everyone is set up with tents.
This is a bazaar. As he
No.
crunches on a nut.
There's no
You want to
permanent.
buy something?
Just surprised there's no permanent stalls.
Well, not on this floor, no.
Interesting.
Can I interest you in some nuts?
I'm quite good. Thank you. I'll pass on your nuts.
All right.
Anyone looking for anything particular? I'm not particularly in need of anything.
Nope. Got my bow, got my arrows. I'm good. Although, wait. I don't know if it's here, but notes. I remembered something. Oh, I wonder if there's anybody at the bazaar who can help me identify some magic bolts.
Levi can.
And who would that be?
Levi.
Oh. All right.
Can I?
Well, I give Levi a couple of crossbow bolts with some arcane writing on them to see if they can be identified.
Do I have that?
Well, you did at one point. You went through a change, so maybe not anymore.
That was what, identify?
Yeah.
Is that like a cantrip?
It's a first level spell, but you can ritual cast it.
Then no, I do not have it. I can comprehend languages.
I can see Levi. I hand him a crossbow. Thanks. What?
My bad. I thought you still had that.
No, that was probably before I everything was reorganized.
Maze says I could do it. I need to read up on my spell book though before I can do it. It's like if we rest somewhere tonight before we go home, then shouldn't be an issue.
Okay, great.
So what are we doing here, guys? It's like it's very interesting to be here in the plane of air, but I can't help but sense the feeling that some of us are a little
Well,
lost.
we were forcibly made to land by the official made us come to port.
Is do we know if push is in the land the plane of air?
Last time Click checked, there was a yes.
Okay. So I guess that's really what we're doing is we're still looking for push.
May says, "Oh right, I forgot."
I mean it had the dual thing of it helped us escape from the prison but still accomplish the search for push.
Maze says, "And we not Maze." Catchy says, "And we've let out probably a war criminal."
Well, you know,
I don't want to go to the plane of Earth. I have a feeling that we have caused major problems there.
What did you guys do on the Earth?
Oh, we didn't. It's whatever Wadib Alir Kabar did.
Horrible, unspeakable things, I'm sure.
well, he can't
We're
be
totally
that
not
bad. He seemed
complicit
nice
in now.
enough.
We are now totally complicit.
Yeah, but we can't control other people.
But we can release them from prison.
I mean, was it a prison? Did you see any guards? Living guards?
Yeah, well, that's splitting hairs. So,
I mean, you know, if it was that bad, they should have just gotten rid of him.
I think we've had this debate before,
Well,
Levi.
yeah, we have. But our more concern is what Push is doing.
Yeah. What are we doing about that? That is an excellent question.
Well, we need to see if he's still in this plane. And if he is, where he is.
Okay. Click says, "Well, I can do scrying, but I think we need to find a quieter place than here. Because I don't want to get in anybody's way while I'm divining."
Do they? I'll ask Click. Do they have inns and stuff here, just like from where we're from?
I mean, this is a port city, so like, there should be some.
So I'm basically looking at a port city that instead of water is nothing but air.
That is one way to think of it, saying it as a DM. What you are noticing, Levi, as you're looking around, is that the mountain that this was built on, you're familiar with Waterdeep with its ginormous wall and safe harbor and all that stuff. It seems like there's no sort of like fortification on these chained islands that surround the mountain, but as you approached, it almost looked like there was layers to this mountain. Every ring had its own stone wall and these towers that had glowing blue energy orbs in the center of them.
So So Levi's suggestion for the group is that we find a place to bunk down and let Click do his scrying to see if we're even on the right track. Because if he's not back in the plane of air, then we might as well get back to where we were before.
God, if he's not here in the plane of air, we went through all this for nothing.
Right. Well, except we got out of the prison though.
I mean,
Click,
we only went to the prison to get the magic carpet because
For
we
you.
want the magic carpet to be able to fly around here.
Right.
We didn't need to go there in the first place. God damn it. Okay. Quick do.
Katya says, to be fair, we could have come here first, but we would have needed
Oh,
a
it's worth
fly potion, which I didn't trust.
Yeah. But if it turns out we didn't even need to come here, God damn it.
Click has been quiet this whole time and just kind of like rubbing his beak.
Get to crying, Beaky boy.
Like I said before, Meepo, I can't do it here.
Performance anxiety. I understand.
It's more like I need a stable, quiet surface. No, I need a stable surface to divine the holy water on. And, with the amount of bustling that's going on here, that won't work. So we should try to find something. I don't know.
Okay. We'll try to find somewhere.
All right. Who wants to take point?
I don't know where we're going, so.
Well, I mean,
Who would know the way?
Click and I can lead, and we'll, I guess, head to an inn.
Okay. Levi, roll a d20 for me. Perception, I guess.
I am not on the ball today. 11. There's too much going around. Too much distraction.
Oh yes, there's many distractions, and it comes from all sorts. Maze, we'll see, people selling books and stuff, and wander off from the group, and then Katya will go and try to claim them and get them to come back. But Katya herself is not immune to it because, like, you'll walk by this stall with all these various powders and brilliantly colored looking plants, and Katya gets enraptured in all the smells. It's like there's like some sickly sweet smelling stuff that seems to catch her interest by a lot before she is eventually pulled away. And you guys are walking around for what feels like hours without finding an inn. And the sky is starting to turn from the midday blue to an evening orange.
How pretty.
Well, I'm gonna look at Click, since he, this is, even though he's not used to this type of stuff, as kind of the lead to try and find.
Well, we could ask directions, Levi.
Well, I mean,
It's like,
we've been, we don't do that. So Katya might, but
Katya,
the rest of us will just wander around until we find something.
Katya rolls her eyes. It's like, someone roll d20 for me.
For eye rolling damage.
For a general charisma roll from Katya.
Somebody doing that, or okay?
Yeah, I just rolled something. Ouch! It almost landed on nat 20.
8.
Then I rolled 8.
So So close.
So close. Katya sees this one person breaking down their stall, and she goes to ask them directions. And you're a little bit far off, so you can't hear the exact words, but there's a lot of arm waving and gesturing, and Katya comes back dejected. Is like, uh, I couldn't understand what they were saying. Levi, I'm afraid you might have to be the one to do this.
All right. Do we know what language? I asked Katya if she knows what language they're talking in.
There was, I mean, I think someone said at some point said Orin.
Okay. I will go ahead then and cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay. So all the hustle and bustle that's been going on around you, just the cacophony of voices that you've been able to tune out because it's when you can't understand the words, it's all just noise. But now is this flood of information. Like, you catch bits and words here and there, as you are now still, even as the light is dying, the still very busy bazaar, and suddenly everyone is talking.
And I understand it too. Well, I'll go up to her and ask for a place where we can possibly stay for the night.
Okay. So everyone who is watching this from afar sees the same gesturing that Katya went through, but Levi understands. Is like, okay, like I told your friend, you got to go 2 floors up. Okay, it might be hard for a walkie, but if you go 2 floors up, there's several good inns up there. My personal preference is the gent is the Dragonfly. It's like they usually have pretty good drinks, but not the best cots. But if you drink enough, you don't care.
Right. Okay. Can I tell if do I get any hint of her trying to mislead us?
That's an insight roll.
Well, I need to stop rolling. That's an 11.
Nah, there's nothing off about this.
Okay. I will go back and I will report. It looks like we need to go 2 floors up. Since we can't fly, it'll be a little bit of a trek for us.
Some of us.
Or we can shuttle each other up on the carpet.
I mean, the carpet seems like the easy way. We already know it can carry us all.
Yeah, but it'll be slow, but yeah, it'll carry us.
Okay.
So I guess we all break out the carpet except for Click and go up 2 floors.
Okay, so
I don't necessarily state anything about the inn that she said because I'm more concerned about comfort than drink.
Mm-hmm. So, as you all get on the carpet and start to fly, are you just flying directly up, or are you going to try and find a good place?
Well, we'll go up to that level, and then we'll look for a good place.
Okay, so this bazaar, as you guys have been, first you guys walked off the chain island, right? And you've been walking in this bazaar. It's been relatively open air all around you, as far as you can see on the horizontal plane. It's like there's wide open sky, but you guys are on a mountain, right? as you went further into the bazaar, it was also dug out like a cavern, right? And for you guys to, if you're going to go straight up, you're going to bump your head on the ceiling. So you're going to have to either go to an access point or you're going to have to go out and around on the castle, or not the castle, on the mountain.
Well, I think before we actually went up, we would look for to where to get into
Right.
that second level.
Right. My question is do you go further inside or do you go on the outside?
Inside.
Okay. Who wants to take lead?
I guess since I'm the one that asked the question, I guess I will.
Okay. Just roll a d20 for me, and nothing. There's no modifiers to this.
All right. Finally, 18.
Okay. So, with the time of the day, you can see that the crowd is generally migrating in this one direction uh, of the bazaar, right? And you can see people starting to float about 100 yards or so ahead of you, and the crowd continues to move in that direction. And you assume as it converges on this point, people are moving directly upwards,
They
and
just float.
everyone that you see, every single person with every single elemental blue skin person, little person with wings, it just goes straight up through this circular hole in the ceiling of the cavern.
I'm sure they can all naturally fly.
Well, I mean, I guess we go to that point and see
Yeah,
how they're
and
getting up.
there's almost a queue going on at this point. Uh, you'll see someone walk into the center directly below it, and and for all the Aarakocra people, they'll flap their wings and go straight up. It's when you see a blue skinned Genasi walk up, you see them go, and they start floating directly upwards.
Do we see any human type people?
Looking around, you don't. It seems that most of this population has been Genasi, followed by elementals and very few Aarakocra.
Okay. Is the hole that they're going into at the top, is that big enough for the carpet?
It's about one person size.
So
It's
we can't just take it and fly in.
You could maybe squeeze, but you couldn't get the whole party through.
Okay. We're gonna land near where the end of the line is, and I want to ask the last person in line how they're going up.
It's this teenaged looking person. He looks a bit sweaty, and as he's carrying this bundle of poles. It's like, oh, are you guys walkies?
Yes.
Not tall.
What?
Most of us.
Yeah. Oh well, Genasi, we can fly for limited means. So why install stairs? Just
So
a
are you
waste.
guys flying up, or is there something that's causing you guys to float?
Here, look, and you see another person step right below the hole and start floating up. The teenage person take a step forward. So I haven't seen a walkie before. Are you guys going to be in the city for a long time?
Probably not. Oh, maybe only a couple days.
Oh, okay. I suggest going to the upper levels. Not as far as the Wind Duke. He can have a temper. He sometimes no. It depends. Whatever. It's a great view if you want it. There's like actually a gem cavern up there too. But anyway, I'm Bart. Uh, you know, sorry.
Well, the big question is can we use this to get up to the next level?
If you could fly,
What if you can't?
it's like he pauses in that moment. It's an insight roll.
That is a 10.
Uh,
My rolls today are just
yeah. The look that comes across his face is quite clearly like stunned, like never considered
well.
a
Well, when I
situation.
see that, I want to stop him and say, "Yeah, not everybody in our party can fly, so I'm asking for them."
Uh,
I don't need their ableism.
I guess you can use a rope.
The what?
A rope? Do you have rope?
Well, yeah, I guess.
He takes another step forward in line.
All right, so I want to look back and say, hey, I think this is what we're going to have to do. We're going to have Click fly up through the hole, pass a rope down, and then bring us up.
What if we just had the magic carpet just all pull us straight up on the rope?
But how are you going to get it back down to the next person?
We all just hang on to the rope.
Will that be enough to take it up?
We already know
Katya,
it can lift us all.
Katya asks, "How are we going to tie the rope to the carpet?"
The person on the top of the carpet. We just tie it around the carpet.
Does this mean I'm the one on the carpet? Because I don't think anyone else can hold me.
The carpet will hold us.
No. Who are we tying the rope to on the carpet?
Why can't I just tie it to the carpet?
It's like it's cloth, right?
Yeah, you roll it up into a ball roll.
Does it fly like that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think Katya's
Yeah.
idea of her being on the carpet, tying the rope then to the people as she flies us up. She's the strongest of all of us, so she'd be
At
the one to
least I
pull
think.
us up regardless.
Yeah. The teenager takes another step forward in line. It's like, unless we got any other suggestions. Here, everybody bust out your rope. And Katya secures a knot to herself.
Well, of course,
Still
Click
on the
doesn't
same
need to
rope.
be.
Nope, Click does not join.
I will
see
just
how
stand on
well-
Katya's shoulders.
I'll see how well this goes before I'll bring out my rope and get it ready. But if it looks like it's gonna go bad, I'm gonna pop out my wings.
So wait, just so I'm clear, am I pulling you all up at the same time?
Well, Meepo thinks it'll hold us all.
Well,
Well,
the carpet can.
the carpet can move with all of us on it. I'm just asking, can I hold all of you guys?
I don't know. Can you?
I tie you to the carpet.
But the carpet is not a stable. It's not a structure, Meepo.
I mean, if I wrapped it around the wide part of the carpet,
But the carpet is made of cloth. It'll bend.
I mean, it didn't bend when we all stood on it.
You see Katya stopping and thinking. But it's a rope.
Yeah. Wrap it around. Imagine like the carpet is a piece of plywood. You just wrap it
What
around
is
the wide
plywood?
edge. Plywood.
What is plywood?
Wood?
Okay,
Big piece of wood.
but carpet is bendable.
It
Wood
didn't bend when we stood on it, so clearly it has some rigidness.
You guys are almost the next in line. There's a growing crowd of irritated people as you are discussing this.
I don't see the issue.
Okay, all right. I am going to stand on the carpet and I will hold the rope that will be attached to someone and I will try to go up. We want to do this all at the same time, or are we taking turns?
Let's do.
Why is it
Let's
hard?
split it up into two times, and see if that makes it easier.
Okay. All right, Katya ties the rope to herself, gets on the carpet. She hands the rope to Maze. Maze ties themselves up. Who does Maze tie the rope to?
It'll be one of the other people. I'll be one of the last group because I can always do my wings.
Well, then that'd probably be me since I have no way of flying up on my own.
Okay. So you're all secured together and you start to float. And with just the three of you, no Meepo, no wait, actually that's the three heavy people. So until we calculate the weight, I'm still going to assume it's slow. The crowd behind you guys are getting very frustrated until they see you guys floating up like that. And then you hear like laughter and as you know, this is a truly silly sight for anybody who normally lives in the city. Katya is able to reach the top of the hole with no problem.
And we're still dangling off the end.
Once she reaches the top, she pulls you guys through.
What's her strength?
18.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know, she's got to put some work into it, but and Katya shuts down. What now?
Come get the rest of us.
So, like, wait, I come down on the carpet?
Yes. How else is the carpet going to get down to us?
I don't. Whatever. And Katya floats on down. Grumble, 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 from the crowd. All right, Meepo, here. She hands you the rope.
So Meepo and Maze and me.
I guess right on her shoulders.
I'd prefer you not, Meepo.
Rather me hold on to this dangling rope.
Just because it would be easier for me to hold on to the rope with you on it versus you on my shoulders.
Okay. I also think it would be easier the other way, but more power to you.
Either way. So it is Levi, Meepo, and Katya floating up. It again goes without incident.
Maze.
Maze is already up there.
Okay.
Yeah, Maze went with Oliver.
Gotcha.
And then finally, Click flies up the hole, and the line resumes as you see people. Click sees it as the last of the walkies got through the hole. There's a recognizable relief as the line can resume again. But Click flies up through the hole and rejoins the party. Now, this floor, you do not see any these. Why am I blanking on this word? The unpermanent. What's the what the actual word? It's like, let's see. All the stalls that were on the lower level floor were ready to break down pretty quickly.
Temporary.
Yes. Okay. So on this floor, again, you're in a large cavern, but as you look out in each direction, you can see the wide open sky sort of surrounding you. You've definitely advanced up in this mountain, but it seems rather airy and open. Sorry. Um, Also, while looking around, you can see other chained islands with ships attached to them. Carved into the stone, you do see uh, some permanent structures. This seems to be more residential areas, as people go inside and unlock their doors as they go on to the night.
Does that look like the inns?
Looking around, it reminds you more of uh, these are people's homes and apartments and stuff like that carved into the stone.
The Inn
So,
Hotel.
did we move up one level or two
Y-
levels?
You moved up one level.
So we have to find another hole to go up, basically.
Maze says, it's probably a defensive measure, so that way, if anyone was trying to invade, they'd have to like fight their way through the whole level before they got to the second ascension point.
So I'm gonna look around. Do I see where the another hole is, or the people are lining up to do that, or
Perception.
getting better? 15.
Way over there is a tiny speck. You think you can see a part where people are ascending through a different hole.
All right. So I guess we're gonna have to travel to that one.
Kathy goes, ugh.
Well, do you just want to sleep, in the
No,
street?
I don't want to sleep on the street, Levi, but it's been a
Homeless
long.
time.
What?
Homeless time. Woo.
No, we're not homeless. I'm not. It's like I spent enough time sleeping outside in the army.
I think we might be legally homeless.
I am not homeless.
You own a
Kathy
house?
says, do I own a house? No. Do I have a place where I can always put my head? Yes, it's called my dad's house.
Okay.
I am not homeless. Click says, yeah, we're in the plane of air. It's like, my dad's house is technically closer than yours.
You wouldn't know my house. It's on a different plane of existence.
Meepo, do you own a house?
No.
Homeless.
Did I disagree?
Whatever. Katya starts walking in the direction of the ascension spot. As you guys walk through this area, you see the way this place is designed out. It looked like wherever there was a means to air out this mountain with carving space, they took advantage of it. But while still wanting to give access to the open sky. Occasionally, you'll see a support pillar here and there, but most of the buildings have these large windows that face the outside as you walk in that direction. Uh, and there's a constant breeze that is rather gentle, but it whistles through some of these rock formations. You come across what looks to be like an intentional art installation as the wind passes through this series of holes carved in this stone figure. You hear a almost like a melody of whistling. Exactly.
Figured I'd join in.
Wow, Meepo, you can do that without lips? Just teasing.
All things are possible if you believe.
Yeah. You guys continue walking through this part of the city when you get to the second ascension point. This one is far, far less crowded than the one down below, but there's still a significant line. When it eventually comes around to your turn, I assume that you ascend in the same way.
Mm-hmm. Worked well enough the first time.
Okay. Yeah, there's no problems doing that, and it seems like most of the people here already knew about you and your group because there's less laughing, but there's still a significant amount.
Fair enough.
Now, on the third level that you visit, there's a surprising little bit of culture shock. When you look around, you notice that there are influences from the prime material plane. These houses aren't just made of stone, but you see wooden structures that seem were intentionally erected with designs similar to, for Katie's example, there's some of the carvings on the wood that remind her of her home and stuff like that. Um, there's also a very large and oversized black stone building with a gigantic door on it as another thing that you recognize from the prime material plane. Oliver probably won't recognize that because he wasn't there with us in the campaign, I believe.
Nope.
Can anyone else?
Do I need to roll to check?
What?
You asking us to roll to check if we do?
No, I want to know if the players can remember any black stone houses with gigantic doors.
Would that be all the way back in the city in the desert? Have that?
Nope.
No.
The one in the
Not that far
forest
back.
with the vampires.
Nope.
Large black doors. Stone.
Gigantic black stones.
Giants.
When we were in the giant place,
Yes.
fire giants.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's through walking through all these places. Levi, your comprehend languages is still on, right?
Yeah, I think it's got an hour.
Yeah. Do you have to touch something to be able to read it?
To read it, yes.
Okay. Everyone can see these signs on various buildings that have a commotion going on inside, but no one can read it.
So
Make a perception check, everybody.
16.
God. Not one.
24.
Oliver is just walking around, can't believe what's going on.
I've never been here.
Well, neither have
Wow.
we.
I mean, there's no sunset, there's no sunrise. It's just all one.
Yep. And Oliver, this gigantic door is like, wow. It's like, where did they even
Wow.
it must have taken so long to carve this door. Wow.
They don't call me the Green Archer for nothing.
Yeah.
All right. So Meepo, judging by the you finally see some non-Genasi people walking around outside one of these buildings. It's a long building with a series of windows on the bottom floor that are all well illuminated. Now, there are some on its second and third floors that appear to be illuminated, but they are less so. And there's a commotion of what sounds like laughter and merrymaking, and well as some an aroma of some familiar but with a twist scents.
With the twist. Interesting. And you smell good.
You smell fish, but that has been smoked.
Tasty.
But the weird thing is, like, there's another smell on it that you can't quite identify.
Is it a good smell?
It's not a bad smell. It's just unfamiliar.
I shall follow where the nose. The nose
Does
goes.
anyone not follow Meepo?
He's just wandering off.
In the direction of a building with that I have just described.
I'll follow him and mention something like we need to tie a rope around him to keep him like a toddler, to keep him with the group.
Katia says we have done that before.
Yeah, we need to do it more often.
But okay.
Can't tie me down.
So as you enter the building, without a doubt, this is 100% recognizable as a tavern. That fish smell that you were getting, Meepo, has gotten much stronger. It's almost like there's the definite smokiness involved to it, but there's also a spice blend that you can't identify. That's the unfamiliar part of it.
Interesting.
If it's an inn, has he gone into it?
Yeah, he's gone through the front door, I'm assuming.
Do we notice that it's in just a food place, or if it's got places for us to stay as well?
You can ask.
Then I will ask.
Okay. There is there's a person behind the bar. This is a human with a large rotund belly and a very red face, with like this greased black hair that is swept back over both of his ears. And he says, welcome to my tavern. Can I get you anything?
And I will say, do you have any rooms for us? And I'll use the term that the guy said before, land walkers.
You see him chortle at that.
And I will do the air quotes.
Yes, we have rooms for walkies, and you see him like waggle his thumb at you and then himself.
Well, then I will tell him, okay, I'll be right back, and I will get the rest of the guys and motion them to come in.
You see this guy's eyes light up when he sees the whole party walk in. So, how many rooms would you be needing? One per?
No, just two.
Just two rooms, or two per room?
No. Well, normally don't we just get two rooms?
I don't care.
I think we normally just get two rooms.
I think
Well-
I snore, so I don't know.
We can squeeze in.
Well, I count 6. And there's usually two beds to a room, unless you want to have a private suite.
Okay, I think we'll do three rooms.
Okay. That'll be 15 gold. That includes tonight's dinner
That includes dinner?
15 gold. Holy shit. That's a
for
lot.
3 rooms and dinner.
That's a lot.
Is it a lot?
I just remember beer was like coppers.
Okay. I will say I think all we have is 12. Can you come down to 12?
Make a charisma roll.
Charisma or persuasion?
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Yep.
That is 24.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, then I'll look at Katya and say, okay, pay the man.
What? Wait. Oh, damn it.
Well, she's the one that normally pays.
Yeah, I know. I got the money. I think Katya does have the bag of holding with all the genie loot, right?
Yep, she does.
All right. She reaches into her bag and she starts pulling out individual gold pieces. And she's like, and then once she gets to, oops. Once she gets to like the 10th one, she starts like pulling out silver pieces. And then she covers the tab. But thank you very much. The tavern keeper puts away the money. Can I get some names for so that way I know who to bring the meals to?
Just bring them to the room.
Well,
Okay.
wouldn't you want to eat down here?
It'd be fresher that way. Katya chimes in. Can I please make my meal vegetarian?
Well, I think
The-
he said it. I think it was fish, so that's vegetarian.
It's
Well,
not.
we'll sit right here. Just bring it straight to us.
It-
At the bar.
Katya says fish is not vegetarian.
It's not.
No.
No. Pescatarian.
Yeah, I'm not pescatarian. Meepo. I'm vegetarian.
What do you think?
Oh well, I thought it was. And then I just look at Meepo and smile.
Mm-hmm.
Guy says, I'll see what I can do. So as you guys sit down in the tavern in it, there's a nice conversation going on. He brings you out a pitcher of wine to go with the table. It's like if you need anything else to drink, that will be an additional charge. We have a house beer, as well, and I can get you a refill on the wine.
For me, wine will be fine.
Yeah, good enough.
Beer.
Two copper for the first flagon, please.
Okay, paid.
Okay. Ow, popping my knee.
Don't do that.
I toss it on the table. Let them roll. Let them jingle.
All right. So, the guy comes out. He brings you all like this. What you've all been smelling now that you've been inside is like this smoked fish. And again, there's this weird aroma smell that's quite intoxicating. Katya basically just gets like all of the trimmings of that gone with the plate because the fish is put on top of a plate of greens with like slices of thin onion and lemon on it. But she just basically gets the greens extra piled high with more onions and lemons.
Fancy.
Yep.
Eat your greens.
She crunches on them happily.
Eat up, rabbit.
So it is a good dinner, and the atmosphere in the tavern is almost party like. There seems to be another group of individuals, not Genasi, but there's no shortage of Genasi in here. It seems to be a pretty happening place. and you all having a joyous night. Are you guys want to get up to anything before you all long rest?
My thought is to have Click do his little thing before we actually rest.
Mm-hmm.
Right, says Click. I forgot. Yeah, we'll just do that in the room. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, as you all are having your fill, the night wears on. The orange light of the evening becomes a dark midnight blue. It's a little unsettling as you guys, if you were to look out the windows, because before you could see, on into infinite, all the clouds and wisps through the air, and was quite beautiful. But now, when you look on into the dark night, you can see nothing as far as the eye can see, but there's this distinct feeling of empty void beyond the edge of the rock wall, or the rock ledge, my bad. You all retire to your rooms. Who's bunking with Click?
I will.
I was
Okay.
gonna say I will, since reminded him about the.
Oh, I was gonna assume that the whole party was in the room with him. It was just
Okay.
like,
Well, yeah, we can do that.
yeah. The whole party joins Click and Oliver in their room as Click begins to cast his spell. Ow.
Okay.
Did you guys hear that?
Mm-hmm.
That was my knee.
Ow.
That good. Stop doing that.
Yeah, I don't do it on purpose.
You'll be pounding that pavement too hard.
And I think that's a good point for us to jump into when we can have Chris here.
Cool.
Okay.